Hi there, I'm First Warn 5, Meteorologist Mike Nicco. Hopefully you're having a great weekend. It's been an interesting one, hasn't it? Even though we were cloudy today, we still warmed to 90 degrees. Third consecutive day of making it to 90, third consecutive day of this fall heat wave. Not a record at KCI like the last 2 days, but it was close. The record is 91. So what we're going to talk about, as you may have read, is heat wave is going to continue. I'll let you know how much longer. We've got chances for rain just about every day, even possibly the weekend as we get into kind of a sloppy pattern. So let's start off with the two most impactful days, and those are going to be Wednesday and Thursday. First warn for Wednesday, we added that yesterday. I'm adding a first warn for Thursday as numerous waves of showers and storms are likely during that 48-hour period. So here's kind of a look at what is going to happen the next 5 days. We have kind of minor chances for rain Monday and Tuesday. Temperature's still pretty warm. And then we've got a cold front that's going to come in and kind of hang around, also stall. And that's going to be the focal point for better chances of wet weather for Wednesday and Thursday and lingering into Friday. Saturday and Sunday kind of look like about a 15 to 20% chance right now. I'm not sold on it, so I'm just going to keep it dry for now and kind of revel in the fact that temperatures by then we'll be back closer to average. So let's take a look at what is going on outside right now, because we've got a chance of storms overnight. You could see a line developed out to our west. It was rather strong when it was down near Emporia and Independence, but as expected, and as we talked about it 5:30 earlier, it was going to fall apart as it moved closer to northeast Kansas and northwest Missouri. Still a little bit of light rain possible for you. This boundary is what could be active again tomorrow, along with a stationary front that's off in central Missouri that could get active. So we could be flanked here in Kansas City to our west and to our east by some storms that are going to try to push in and move towards us. But you can see during the overnight hours, that kind of patch to the west and the patch to the east, only a 30% chance through about 5 or 6 o'clock. And then it starts to really fall apart as we head through the morning commute, which is great news for heading back to work after a weekend. But we could use the rain, and there's going to be more coming in later on as we head into a Monday afternoon evening. So you can kind of see right there, all the showers just kind of falling apart by 5 o'clock, and if not then, if you're an early riser, by 7 o'clock for sure. Most of those are probably gone, and even by 9 o'clock, we're still not looking at much out there more than a sprinkle. So your rush hour forecast for Monday, give it a green light, no weather delays. Mild, however. Our average low tomorrow is 58. How about 69? So 11 degrees warmer than average. And look at that sunrise, 7 o'clock. So our sun is now setting at 7 o'clock and later, or rising, later, starting tomorrow. Yeah, get used to that sun coming up later and later until we hit daylight saving the first Saturday in November. So yeah, it's going to be dark for a while for some of us, even during the morning commute heading off to school by the time we get to late October, early November. All right, that's a ways away. So let's talk about what you need to know for the next 7 days. Scatter storms still hot Monday and Tuesday. That first warn, we've got it. We'll keep it going for Wednesday and Thursday. And then here's a look at what's going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 100% it will be comfortable. Small shower chance though. About a 30% Friday, about a 15 on Saturday and Sunday. Now I've got the comments open here on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you have a question, in fact, I think I see one right now. I'd be more than happy to answer it. Okay, we're doing good. For some reason somebody deleted it, so we'll just move on. Just know it's there. Kind of make this interactive as possible. Don't want to make this like a one-way conversation. Looking outside right now, just those clouds from earlier today that held us to 90. They're still out there on our Midwest heating, cooling, and plumbing camera. So let's kind of move on and take a look at what's going to happen tomorrow, the rest of the day. And you can see by 9 o'clock, there's actually sunshine breaking out. A little bit brighter than it was today at times, and that's going to help us warm to about 91. Notice you didn't see a lot of showers out there. Not a lot of storms. 30% is really pushing the top edge, if you will, of the chance for storms. It's going to be like around 25, but we round it up just to keep you honest and keep us honest. By 10 o'clock, they're gone. So it's going to be diurnal. What does that mean? The heat of the day is really what's going to set these storms up if they even do develop. I mean, there's only a 30% chance of that. Tuesday morning looking pretty quiet, a little cloud cover out there, but notice you see some storms down south of 70, eastern Kansas and central Missouri. Let's watch the progression of those. They're going to come off to the east, and then eventually those two will start to fall apart around 7 o'clock. So I think we actually have a better chance on Tuesday. That 30% is much stronger than that 30% that we're going to have from Monday. And rainfall amounts, not a lot, right? A tenth to a quarter of an inch. And if you're lucky and you get caught under maybe a stronger cell, you may get up to a half inch. But that's, again, really stretching the boundaries of the potential for this storm. What we know for sure is it's going to be hot. 91, that would tie a record high at KCI. It'll be the 4th consecutive day of this fall heat wave. Monday also, those temperatures will be 10 degrees above average. And a lot of people talking to them today as I was out and about, and especially my son's baseball game, we were sitting there and they were talking about, even though it was cloudy, it was still warm to hot, but you could really feel the humidity in the air. And that's why you'll feel it tomorrow also. We'll keep that 30% chance of some isolated storms. So how's your day breakdown? We're in the 70s through about 9 o'clock. And then we're in the 80s at 10 o'clock until probably about 2 o'clock. We won't stay in the 90s long tomorrow afternoon. We should be in there from about 2 o'clock to about 5 o'clock. And with these shorter days, you know, the temperature is cooling quicker as we head into the evening hours. In fact, the sun will set, I think it's 7:27 tomorrow. So it's going to rise at 7 and set at 7:27. So do the math. That's 12 hours and 27 minutes of sunshine for tomorrow. Here's your rain chance. And remember, during the overnight hours, we had that chance. It dwindled down to 20 at 7 in the morning. Nothing for the rest of the morning. And then we start to get to the warmth of the day, 20 at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I give it a 30. That's our best chance. It's a small window. It's a very narrow window, but it's still a window. And once that window closes at 8, it's over for Monday. And kind of the same thing Tuesday. Now, I wanted to jump ahead and show you why we have that first one for Wednesday. Look at this. There's the possibility that we could have some thunderstorms develop in Iowa and Nebraska Tuesday evening and roll through Wednesday morning. So that could be possibly round one. Now, the actual front will try to move in as we head into Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Another round. Front never really pushes through. In fact, it just kind of washes out and evaporates. And what happens is there's an area of low pressure that's going to sit over Iowa and southern Minnesota, and spinning around that in a counterclockwise fashion would be this way for you. Oh, no, there we go. It will be in a counterclockwise fashion. That will keep pinwheeling, chunks of energy through. So trying to time those chunks of energy is going to be hard. But you do know that during the heating of the day, the air is a little bit more buoyant and easier to lift. So here you are at 3 o'clock Thursday, and there's another wave rolling through. And then the possibility again on Friday, but notice it's a lot less and it's farther to the east. And that's why we go from a 50 on Wednesday to a 40 on Thursday to a 30 on Friday. Rainfall totals all the way through Thursday, half inch to an inch north of 70, quarter of an inch to 3/4 of an inch to south 70. That's nice because we're down 5 inches. If you take August, we had a deficit of almost 3.5 inches. September, we're already down 1.5 inches. So there we're looking at 5 inches that we're missing just in the last 6 or 7 weeks. So this will be a nice way to slow it down, but it's not going to make up for it by any stretch of the imagination. So let's round out our little talk here with a look at your Security Bank 7-day forecast. So again, Monday we start off and we've got about 69 in the morning to 91 in the afternoon. It'll feel like about 93 to 94. 67 Tuesday morning, 91 in the afternoon. It'll feel like about 93 to 94. So again, if you're working outside, this will put a little stress on your body. Make sure you take the precautions needed. That chance of wet weather starts to roll in. It starts to drag some more comfortable air. It's still going to be 84 Wednesday. It's going to be humid, so you'll notice that. But make sure you have the umbrella with you on Wednesday and into Thursday. And as the winds will turn out of the northwest, it's going to bring down some even milder air, 79 degrees, which is about the average high for Thursday, I think it's about actually 78, but close enough, right? And then Friday, that storm system still spinning to our north, still trying to kick off some showers. May see a little more sunshine at about 78. Saturday and Sunday, the storm could still be sitting over top of us. It's called a cutoff low, which means it's not in the jet stream, that river of fast-moving air that moves all of our storms. It's just sitting there, and its momentum is the only thing that's making it move. And it could sit there for 5 days. A lot of times the computer models have a hard time with cutoff lows. They just kind of like they do with hurricanes at times because there's no real strong steering current. So right now, I got my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping for the best. I'm going for the most optimistic forecast for Saturday and Sunday, and that is partly cloudy, dry, and temperatures in the upper 70s, because that would be fantastic to be outside and do some outdoor activities. So that's a look at your forecast. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, we do have a few questions here. Zachary John Dryden, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Only about a 30%, Zachary. It's going to be more likely you're not going to get rain, and more likely you're going to see more sunshine than today. And that's why I think it's going to be just a little bit better. He also asked, when is the last 90-degree day? Well, that's a great question, because on average, Tuesday, September 16th, is our last 90-degree day of the year. And in this forecast cycle, it's the last 90-degree day. Could we have another 90-degree day later in September and October? Sure, it's possible. It's absolutely possible, but at least for this forecast cycle, it is ending on the exact day that it should. And of course, Austin Farrell, are we going to get a line of storms in the middle of the week? Yeah, I really think so. I think that's why we've got the first one there, Austin, for Wednesday, and for potentially 2 or 3 more lines Wednesday into Thursday, potentially 3 rounds of showers and thunderstorms. The good news, though, Austin and everybody, is not expecting those storms to be severe. So that is some good news there. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate the comments, appreciate the questions. Like to try to make this more interactive as we go deeper and deeper into the season. So have a great rest of your weekend and a great start to your week. I'll see you again tomorrow, unless you want to tune in after the Emmys. Of course, we'll have your latest news, weather, and sports then, too. Have a great evening.